Okay, we'll be continuing with yesterday's question. This was a question yesterday which we had to solve. Yeah, it was a quite easy question. I just solved it again and got the correct answer. All I needed to check first for which threshold I got the maximum answer. I added those values and subtracted with t, and I just found out the maximum answer out of these all. That was it. So now we'll move to the next question. Append average. Now we'll just try solving these questions, then we'll move to the. I mean, after solving, we'll look for the code forces questions. Okay. You are given an array A of length, then you must perform following operations exactly k times, choose two indices. If the sum is even, then add the average. If the sum is odd, then add the seal or whatever, n is increased by 1. Find minimum possible sum of final array after performing this operation k times. Okay. Hmm. We have here 65747. Then what will happen is, if we take average of 5 comma 4 is 5, and I would append it to A. Now if we take average of 5 comma 5, it will be 5. That is the same. We need to look for the minimum average that we can append any number of times. Let's say if we see here, two moves need to be performed. In both moves, choose a1 equals to 1, a5 is equal to 1, which give average of 1 comma 1 equals to 1. Okay, sum of 26, which is optimal. What my idea was, I'll just proceed with sorting the arrays, and I'll take first two minimum values, then I'll find average of them, then I'll append it k times. Mm, 1 minute. Mm. Now I have 1, 4, 10, 8, 1. What I did was I sorted them. 1, 4, 8, 10. Then I just look for these both, average of them, and appending them. That's it. Now I have to check where I cannot. This thing does not be valid. I tried this solution, but I got an error on this. Let's say X, Y, Z, W, T. Or else I have to take some custom example. Let's say I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1. I sorted in 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. Then let's say I have to take k equals to 3. And 1 plus 1 by 2 is 1. And it will be 1. Then I'll just again append 1, 1. That's the minimum possible sum which I will get. What we need is the minimum possible sum. The simple solution was just sorting and taking the, to get minimum possible sum. What I will be needing is two numbers which will give me a minimum sum. When I will get the minimum sum, I'll just take average of that and I will append k times so that I'll get the minimum answer. But what if the average which I'm appending can give me further minimum answers? That is the edge case I feel, because let's say I have I got average as 2, then another average as 2, which will give me 2. Uh, I need two numbers then for that. Let's say I have 1 comma 3, which will give me an average of 2, and I have appended that here. And let's say there is number 1 3 1 again. Oh, then I will be going for this thing 1 1 3. Then 1 plus 1 is 1, then I will append 1 1 1 here. Hmm, I have to look for some good solution here. 2 2 3 4. The thing is that after every kth move, what I need to do is I'll sort the array again. Then again, I'll take first two minimum elements, then I'll find average of them and append to that array. Then again, I'll sort and do it. That's how I can do it. I guess time complexity of sorting is log n, so my solution will fit in n log n, maybe. Moreover, see, let's take some example. Let's say I have 5 1 as the initial array and I have k given as 2. I have to append two elements. Now first thing what I'll do, I'll take average of these and append 3. Or let's say I have some other array elements as well, but minimum is this both only. So what I'll do is I'll append 3. Now what I can do is I can append another 3, but better than that what I can do is I can take again average of 3 and 1 and again append up 2, which will give me a good sum. I mean minimum value of sum. So that is the thing. What we have to do is just sort the array after each iteration. I'll try implementing the code once. No, or else I'll create a vector. No, what I'll do is okay. Then Okay, okay, sorry, sorry. Well, TLE. Where, how can you get TLE? Wait, and login. Okay, it's going in and square login. Then I have to use a multi-set instead. And no need to worry of sorting here then. I guess I cannot iterate like this in multi-sets. Again, I got the TLE problem. Just have a glance at another's approach. Find minimum 2, and then if no element is going to repeat, then T into K. That's what I did. Okay. Use the same approach. Well, got it. What I'll do is I'll sort self-explanatory test case is this one. With the help of this, we have to just create a solution. These are the first two elements, let's say, and if Tn is greater than B, then let's say initially, I mean the non the test case which didn't give us problem was, let's say, we take this test case, we have 6 5, anyhow it won't be greater than B, it will be greater than A, because the average of 5 and 1 cannot be greater than 5. Let's say if I take average of 4 and 2, then also it cannot be greater than 4. It can be, but yeah, so it will be A if Tn is greater than A, or let's say Tn greater than B. And what I'll do is I will assign A, I mean B as Tn. Okay, and then my A will be 1 itself, but B will be Tn. Tn is nothing but average. The thing is that if the average is, average of new number and A, indirectly this is the ceil function. Because if I take 4 and 1, that is a odd number. It will give me 3. I'll just work with the ceil thing. Rather, hmm. Now if this thing, let's say we got answer as 3. If 3 is greater than, if ceil of 1.0 into 3 answer plus, not A, this time it will be answer plus A by 2 greater than, less than, I guess. Okay, as an answer, then what will I do is I'll set answer as, not answer, I'll set B as the answer itself, and this will go on continuing. Let's say if that was 3 and that was 3, we'll get 3. Okay, well, and first thing I'll append this thing, v dot pushback 1.0 into A plus B divided by 2. And sum is nothing but S is equal to accumulate. Accumulate means it will just find the sum. Accumulate v dot begin, v dot end, comma 0. Okay. Accumulate v dot begin, v dot end, comma 0. Okay. And I'll just print. And that's it. Let's try doing this. Compilation error. Insert. Okay. 33 and 26. I needed to get 34, but I got 33. Ceil of 5 plus 4 by 2 is 5 plus 4 is 9, it's 5, and that's what it's 5 here as well. Append it to A. I just sorted it, then begin Tn, and answer is equal to average of 5 and 4, push back answer, the value of B. I guess I'm doing the correct thing. Oh, okay. I don't know where it go wrong. I just submit and look it. If this doesn't work, then I have to look for the solution. TLE again. Well, we'll look at some solutions here. Find minimum 2, and then if new element is going to repeat, then T into K. What did it tell? I didn't get. If t is equal to t is equal to mn1 plus mn plus 2 divided by 2. Okay. If t less than mn2, that is nothing but answer less than b. That's what he tried to say. Like, if I look at my test case, this is my answer, which is nothing but t. T is less than mn2. It is less than 5. Then mn2 equal to t. Sum plus or equal to t. Else, if t is not less than mn2, let's say it was 3, 3, and the answer was also 3. Then it was quite intuitive that they will repeat. There is no other option, because if I go for other values, my average will increase. And this was only one option. That's the thing. K minus minus a middle. Okay. What was wrong with my approach is, if answer less than B, then what I will just do is I'll set B as answer. Is it necessary? Yeah, it was necessary. And I'll just append S plus or equal to B. I'll just leave this accumulate thing. I don't need it anymore. And I'll set answer as A plus B plus 1 divided by 2, because it doesn't matter for me. Else what I'll do is B is equal to, or else what I'll do, I'll just S plus or equal to T into K, or else S plus or equal to answer, and then I'll just print S and L. What is the wait, 2 into 10 power 5, 10 power 5, it will exceed the time complexity. Time limit is given 1 second only. And again it will give me TL error. What I need to do is S plus or equal to T into K, and then put a break statement here to avoid that. Let's just see if the submission works. Runtime error. Answer into K, break. Okay, let's see now. Failed on hidden test case. 29, 25. 1 into 2. B is equal to answer. What is B? A plus B plus 1 by 2. Answer is nothing but 5 plus 4 plus 1 by 2. It is 10. If 10 is less than B, no, it's not less than B. No, 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 wait, it's not 10. It's 5. 5 plus 5 by 2, it's 5. If 5 is less than B, or else answer into K. Hmm. Getting the intuition for this was, it looks difficult for getting idea for this thing to break the loop at the correct time, or else it will be a TLE. Because the answer will go on repeating, there is no other option. If I go with other numbers, they'll just increase my average, as the array is already sorted. Okay, we are done with 4 questions. This question looks quite difficult. Like, only 425 people have solved it during the contest. Then we'll continue with Code 4 says, this is the first question. Next contest is on 30th July, which is the next Wednesday upcoming. Same is all sharing problems, solving and competing with the problem. Hmm. Okay. Okay, so the question says triangles on rectangle. Rectangle with its opposites corners 0, 0, w, h and sides parallel to axis drawn on plane. You are given a list of lattice points so that each point lies on side of rectangle but not on its corner. Okay, lies on side or not, and there are at least 2 points. Every side task is choose 3 points such a way that exactly two of them belong to same side of rectangle and area of form them is maximum possible and print the double area of rectangle. Including double area formed by lattice rectangle is always an integer. That's quite obvious. And this is the number of test cases, W and H. Then first the number of it contains number of points. It contains k integers. Next two line contains the description of points on horizontal sides. Contains description of the points on two vertical sides. On two vertical sides and on two horizontal sides. And next coordination for first is 0 and W. Total number of points on side does not exceed 2 into 10 power 5. Okay. Print a single integer, double maximum area of rectangle formed by 3 such point and exactly 2 of them belong to the same side. Okay. How can we get the maximum area from the triangle? If we just move to illustrating the problem. Hmm, let's say we have one line here and another line here. This is our origin. This is what is W and H. W 0 comma 0 and W comma H. Let's say this is some W comma H. X distance is W and Y distance is H. This is 0 H comma 0, 0 comma 0. This is W comma 0 and this is 0 comma H. This is W comma H. Okay. Now, how do I run this? Okay, 1 minute. Let me just redraw it again. Okay, this is the scenario. Now, what I need is points are given to me. In first test case, first two lines we have points on two horizontal sides on these both sides. Okay, The x coordinate for point in ascending order, and the y coordinate for first line is 0 and for the second is h. Let's say this is 5 comma 8 and this is 2 1 2. This is 2, this is, I mean these are the number of points. This is 1 and let's say this is 2. And for the second horizontal line we have 2 3 4, and for the vertical lines we have 1 4 6, and for this vertical line we have 4 and 5. Okay, what do we need to check is for the maximum area. First of all, for maximizing the area, we need the maximum value of base. Then we'll check which two sides have maximum distance between them. What do I mean is, uh, here difference between 1 and 2 is uh, difference between side 1 and 2. It's nothing but 1. This will be the base. If I take 1 and 2, I mean 1 comma 0 and 2 comma 0 as the base points. For the condition is that that's mentioned, right? The condition is that 2 points will be lying on one side. Then if we look 2 comma 3 comma 4, it will be 2, the maximum value of base, and this will be 5 and this will be 1. So I'll be going with this thing. I'll be saying for this thing and this thing. I mean 1 comma 0, oh, sorry, 0 comma 1 and 0 comma 6. This will be first of my two sides. I think that's what he have mentioned, yeah. And we'll look for next points will lie on this side, this side, this side. Next thing is I need to maximize the height, and 5 comma 4. Mm, yeah, it will lie on this side. So if I take these both, then I'll get a maximum triangle. That's the thing. And if I move to some other thing, I mean, if I say look in the other test case, the maximum distance here is 7 and not 7, 6, and here it is 6, and here it is 3, and here it is 2. I will go with the 6th thing, and there's this one, and see, I'll just make things easier for me. For the first line, what is given is x coordinate for pointing in ascending order, y coordinates for first line is 0 and second line is h. Here y is equal to 0 and here y is equal to h, and here is x equal to 0 and x is equal to w. Okay, now we have is first point we have 3 comma 0 and 9 comma, what do we need to print is double the area. Okay, 9 comma h, no 9 comma 0, these are first 2 points, or else the other 2 points are 1 comma h and 7 comma h, where h is mentioned, I guess. First contains w and h is nothing but 7, so 1 comma 7, and we have 7 comma 7. Okay, now we have to maximize the area. This coordinate geometry things are quite complicated because the xy thing is introduced. Let's say we have 0 0, this is 10 comma 7, and x is 1, y is 7, 1 comma 7 is here, and 7 comma 7 is here, and 3 comma 0, 9 comma 0 is this thing, 3 comma 0, 9 comma 0. Now the base will be nothing but 6 units, but what about the other point which we'll be looking? Hmm, it's not given here. but the area is here 21 if you go by the formula. No, either the line point should lie on these both or this line to maximize the area. What is the other point to be taken as? Now what I need to do is just iterate to the points. Mm, plus x2 y3 minus y1 plus x3 y2 minus y1 minus y2. This is the formula. Mm. Now what should I do for maximizing it is I just need x3 and y3. What I'll do is I'll iterate in the opposite side all the points which will give me a good value of x3 and y3. Hmm. If I look for this thing, if I just instead I would have iterated for 5 comma 4 here next to x3. We'll just try by writing the code. The thing what is going to work is the code here now, not the math which you are going to do. Because I don't feel like if the third point is on adjacent side, it will work anymore. That will not give me a maximum area. And then first of all I'll now then what I do is n1 vector It should contain the maximum distance, not maximum coordinate. That's the integer of first value will contain the distance, and second value will contain the whatever the I mean, what could I say is with whichever the side it is that will be containing in that. But there are this if I look at the second test case, there are two sides. There will be two possibilities. If two sides are given with the third side, I need to calculate. Now I'll create a vector and pair of incomment v1 containing n1 elements rep I comma n1 v of I v1 I dot first scene v1 I not first, okay, and v1 I not second is nothing but 0, because that is the thing. The for next two lines, number of points, x coordinate of points in ascending order, y coordinate for first line is 0 and second line is h. So here y coordinates will be 0. Now I'll go with n2 as well. N1. This will be more of labor work. Instead I will create a 2D array, that will also be fine. But no problem, we'll just go with this. This is n2, this is n2, and v2 n2, comma n2, v2 I dot first, and this is nothing but the height, I guess, yeah. X coordinate is height. In the first two lines, y coordinate for first line is 0 and second line is h. We are worried about y coordinate. Now, in the next, if you look, and 3 and 3, I feel like doing some useless work, but let's just try it. See in which I wrote second and 0. First value is 0. And similarly this thing 4. I could just automate it by ChatGPT, but yeah, leave it. And 4, v4 v4 dot first is w. v2 v3 v4 and now what I need to do is maximize the distance. I'll be having 6 value of bases with me, and base 1, base 2, base 3, base 4. Base 1 is nothing but, now what I'll do is I'll sort each vector I mean each pair of vector. For this vector, I have to sort it on the basis of y-axis elements, and how can I do that then? I have to find minimum y coordinate in this, minimum y1 and maximum y coordinate, and I have to just subtract them. That will be base 3, base 4. Those are all the maximum bases. What can the value of y coordinate take? It's less than h. It's less than 10 power 6. Int y4 max. It's nothing but 1 is 7, let's say. Int y4 min is 1 is 7. And this cannot take negative values, so I'll just go it with initializing -1, and then what I'll do is I'll take y4 max equal to maximum of y4 max comma mm, y4 max comma the whatever is the second coordinate v4 I dot second. Okay, and same is the case for y3 as well, and y3 max equal to -1 into y4 max is equal to 1 is 7, and then y3 max I forgot about the minimum coordinate. y3 min, y4 min, minimum of y4 min comma second. What I'll be getting is then the base value, I mean the length of the base. Then what I need to get is the height. From height, how will I compute the area? What do I actually need is x, y coordinates of the bases. Okay, okay, got it. It will be a huge problem actually. I mean, that will be coding will be a huge part for this question. Then what I need to do is I need to create one base 1 1, then base 1 2, base 2 1, base 2 2. This will be first both sides. I mean, if I have a rectangle like this, that this will be base 1 1. Yeah, I'll just do it later. The initializing part. There will be like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 values of there. That will give me a memory limit exceeded for sure. I feel y3 min. And what I need to take is y3 minimum is equal to minimum of y3 min. It will be a lengthy code. What will I do after finding the basis is I will be iterating. It will be a huge brute force question. Iterating is not the solution, I feel like. 10 power 4, 10 power 10. 2 seconds is the time limit. Let's see the tags. Greedy, it's a greedy. Why am I going for brute force? To come out with other solution. This is not the good one. What I have to do is find one with the maximum base, that's fine. Also, I need to find the maximum area. For maximum area, I need the height on the other third point on the opposite side. Hmm. Okay. The thing is that if I go for taking this two as my base, then my height is automatically found out as the distance between this thing. My height is nothing but W. That is the thing. Okay, okay, fine. I got it. Then I have to maximize the value of areas. Because however, if the triangle is area is what I need to output is base into height. Base into height. Height is nothing but W or H. Let's say in this test case, it was 6 was the maximum distance which we were getting, and 7 is already width. So 6 into 7 is 42, which was our answer. It was a quite simple thing, but yeah, I have to implement it now. The implementation is quite difficult. I'll just write the code, maybe you might understand. Don't need these all things actually. This will be a brute force and it will take too much of time for me. Other what I'll do, let's say I have variable n1, scene n1. How many queries do I have for each thing? I have 4 queries. I'll create vector bases. Vector, vector and base 1 and vector integer base 2. Okay. Now in base 1 what I'll do is I'll output the values of bases which are on the first 2 horizontal sides, and in base 2 I'll insert the values which are on the first 2 vertical, the other 2 vertical sides. And what I'll do is the base 1 values I'll multiply with the h and I'll see which one is maximum, and base 2 I'll multiply with the width and I'll see which one is the maximum. Then there I'll get maximum area. Now what I'll do is in q is equal to 4, since there are 4 queries, while q minus minus and n1 and n n cnn, and then these are number of queries, and then what I'll do is int of sorting is n log n. Okay, for n log n, n log n is fine for me because yeah, int an. Now rep I comma n, this 4 won't do anything, cnai, then sort a comma a plus n, then what I'll do is base 1 this is the maximum distance, and what I'll do is if I less than equal to 2, base 1 dot push back the maximum distance, else base 2 dot push back maximum distance. Now what I'll do is I'll iterate to base 1, int of a max is equal to minus 1. Now what I'll do is for auto it in base 1, in base 1 is first 2 horizontal sides. Okay, anyhow they'll contain 2 values, so I'll just make an array instead. Now anyhow if I make array it's the same. Now this is the distance, and base 1 is first 2 horizontal sides into h. I need to multiply this into h. It a max is equal to maximum of a max comma it into h. Okay, now similarly iterating the second vector, a max is equal to maximum of a max comma it into w, and just output the a max, and we'll see. Okay, finally it's passed. I'll submit and look. Okay, sorry, submit. Oh, finally it's accepted. It was I firstly I didn't get the idea that I would be able to solve this question, but yeah, I was able to solve it. 12:38. I have more 10 questions to go, around 12 questions to go to complete this 1000. 1000 rated questions, then I'll go for 1100 difficulty and then 1200, etc. etc. Okay, this is the new question. I think I may be able to complete this question or else I have to continue in next video. I'll see how many do I have contests today. I missed these both contests. Mhm. Okay. Company Divan so far is planning to build n plus one different building on a coordinate lines on the coordinate of each building is integer. No two buildings stand at same point. There's a lot to go for me. I was aiming to reach pupil by the end of this month, but it was not possible. Okay. The company demands of us planning to build n plus one different buildings on corporate line, coordinate line, so that n plus one different buildings, coordinate of each building is an integer number. No two buildings stand at same point. Let xi be coordinate of ith building to get from building I to the building j. Divan spent xi minus xj minutes where mod y is absolute. Okay. All buildings that Divan is going to build can be numbers 0 to n. The businessman will live in the building 0, and who is the businessman? And the new headquarters of Divan in the first 10 years after construction. Divan will visit the building 8 times, each time spending 2 and 4 minute walking. Choose the coordinate for all so that our next 10 businessmen spend for walking as possible. Okay. Number of test cases, number of buildings, number of visits, and this is the sum. Minimum time Divan will spend walking, and integer. Now we have to just, okay, but it's the optimal answer. Just, I mean, shuffle the values. And plus one is the selected coordinate, and so optimal is not exceeding. Okay. Look at the first example. That is the, it shall be 3. But what is actually 3? Okay, okay. I have to output T and x coordinates 2413. Okay. With building AI times, each time spending 2 into x naught minus x side minutes for walking. A1 one time, A2 two times, A3 three times. Okay. Window to 5 minutes. I didn't get the question. I'll be back in a minute. What the question is telling us, the company Divan Sofa is planning to build N plus one different buildings on a coordinate line. So that coordinate of each building is an integer number. Now to building standard same point. Okay. XIB coordinate of ith building to get from building I to building I. Divan spent this much time. All building Divan is going to build can be numbered from 0 to n. A businessman will live in building 0, the new headquarters of Divan Sofa. In first 10 years after construction, Divan will visit the building AI times, each time spending 2 into this thing. Okay. Coordinate for all endless buildings so that less time for walking, little time for walking as possible. Okay. Number of buildings that Divan Sofa is going to build apart from headquarters. Number of visit to the ith building. What we need is n plus 1 buildings, 0 to n. So there are buildings labeled 0 to. Where did n plus 1 come from actually? N plus 1 different buildings. Okay, that's fine. But what about the n plus 1 building? Okay, okay, that is fine. I understood. Integer and AI is the ith building. This is the minimum time, and I have to print the sequence of an integer, and I need to print the optimal answer out of them. 1, 2, 3. One will visit the first building AI one time. The number of times the building should be visited. First building should be visited one time. Second building should be visited third time. Whereas so here the fourth building should be visited one time. I mean, if we look in the test case, 14 is that minimum time. Let's leave that as put that aside, and a1 equals to 1 time, a1 equals to 1 time, a2 equal to 2 times, and third building 3 times. Can be as follows. Headquarter is located on x not equal to 2. Okay. X1 equal to 4. The one will spend 4 minutes walking to first building, and he visited that building one time. Second building should be visited 2 times. This is 0 building, first building, second building, third building. X1 equal to 4. He will spend 4 minutes walking to first building, and X2 equals to 1. 4 minutes walking again. But where is it that he will visit the building 2 times? Okay. What he did was, I guess he visited this building 3 times. One will visit first building 1 time, second building 2 times, and third building 3 times. We have to arrange n plus 1 buildings here, where AI, says that how many times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, If I go for visualizing on coordinate line, let's say mm, no, mm, this is zero. Let's say two, and anyways, it's not of any concern. Three, four, one, three. Okay. Now he arranged those buildings such that first he'll go to the fourth building, then he kept the fourth building in first, and he kept again the second building first, and he kept this as the headquarter, and this is the first building, this is the second building, and this is the third building. If I'm not wrong, it's the first building. This is the second. Yeah. Now what he did is visit a1 equal to 1 times. He'll visit this one time, and he'll visit this two time. He'll visit this three time. Is that the thing? You have to spend one time into AI. What is the distance? Minutes for walking. Okay, okay. Into one means if he's going that to that building one time, and into two tells that he's going to the building two times, and into three is three times. So he set the coordinate of the first building as 4. If he goes for walking into this building one time, it will take him 4 minutes. And if you go for walking into this building for we need now he's telling us to let him go two times, so it will take again 4 minutes, and here it will take 6 minutes. This is the minimum time which can be achieved. There are multiple answers as well, like he took it as 1320. Okay, if we work at the second test case, 78 is the minimum answer. You have to visit the AI building 8 times. What is the means? In the first test case, you have to visit the second building. No, 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 no. I'm just calculating the distance, how much time it will be taking to go from this building to this building. 1 to 2, how many times? 10. Yeah, wait. I'll check it later. I'll do this question in the next video.